I met Stephen last March, and at the end of March, and I was looking for a summer job, and I was trying to figure out what that was going to be, and the Lord provided a way, like He usually does. Stephen and I connected, and he needed help with his kids this summer.
So when I met Sarah, I met her at a coffee shop, and the very first encounter with her was she had forgotten her wallet, so I, of course, paid for her coffee.
He asked me to come over for a couple days during the week just to get my feet wet so the kids could kind of get used to me, and I said sure. I remember I have a girlfriend, Meredith, who called me right after the meeting with Stephen and keeps me accountable and was like, "Do you find him attractive?" And I said, "No."
We had been introduced by a friend of a friend, and just by pure coincidence, she happened to work at the school that my oldest daughter goes to. We both thought the encounter was kind of unique, and she was looking for a job, I was looking for someone to take a job, and we just knew that that was from the Lord, and we were very confident in it.
So I just started going over there Mondays and Tuesdays, getting used to the kids and them kind of getting used to me. Conversations were taking place after the kids would kind of go to bed, and I was in one place in life and he was kind of in another place in life.
I thought it would be good for her to come over a couple nights a week to just start getting to know the kids so they'd be comfortable with her during the summer, and she would get the lay of the land. And so she did. She started coming over and getting to know the kids, and in the process we started to get to know each other as well. And that was kind of interesting. I distinctly remember we would have conversations, and then she would, at the end of the night, run out the door as fast as she could.
He had just lost someone that he cared about, and I had been single for 29 years. Just both shared a lot of deep conversations centered on the Lord, and just was very much organic. Those conversations turned to late night conversations on the phone, turned to late night text messages, and I started to freak out. There was no way I could still be in this man's house and take care of his kids, and I felt like there was something going on there. I kind of pulled someone in from my church to figure out what boundaries looked like that summer if I were to still be in the home and help with the kids.
Basically, our summer needed to look like we were going to have no encounters, no talking to each other, strictly business for this to work out. So we left that meeting, neither of us feeling in the least bit happy.
I walked away with a set of boundaries, and I said, threw the boundaries out the window 10 minutes later, and I picked up the phone and I said, "Stephen, I need to see you. I need to meet with you." And
I'm thinking, all right, suddenly I feel a lot better. We're not going to necessarily go through with what we had just talked about doing. So, all right, see a mutual friend. I'm going to take off.
We were just dancing around kind of what was going on in the middle, and he said, "Okay, when and where?"
Get outside, text her back, and we go and we meet at a park.
I jumped in his car, and within 5 minutes he was telling me that he was going to marry me.
I like you a lot, and I am going to, if it's up to me, date you and marry you until you tell me you're out.
I didn't know how to respond. I was shocked. I'm 29, and there's this man that I had just met a couple months ago telling me that he's going to marry me. I mean, what girl is going to fall for that? Maybe 10 years ago I would have fallen for that, but I was like, I need some proof.
She just didn't believe me at first. And so I pulled up an email that I had sent that same mutual friend probably a few days before, just indicating how that is how I felt. And I was very intentional and serious about pursuing a relationship with her and marrying her.
And so he whips out his journal, and there's 25 things to wear. The qualities he saw in me with the first couple days, just being with the kids and around the house and around him and the conversations we had, that lined up with who I was. I didn't want to believe him because I didn't want to fall hard. And I didn't want to be stupid. And so I very much just made the decision not to help him out for the summer with the kids and date and have him pursue me and see where it goes. And it just all very much fell into place.
Over the course of, that was probably 6 weeks or so, we moved from kind of barely starting to date to being more public about it.
You know, the situation wasn't what I thought God had in front of me. I was confused. I didn't know. There was a lot of confusion at the beginning, and the Lord just made things clear of, this is what I've prepared you for your whole entire life, and this is what I've brought you through, and this is where I'm bringing you. And he loves me. He loves me. I just feel completely known by him.
Had a trip planned to Argentina in Buenos Aires, and we planned that trip because we had been watching The Bachelorette over the summer, and lo and behold, The Bachelorette and crew were in Buenos Aires, and we were thinking, gosh, if we were going to take a trip, that'd be a pretty awesome place to go. So we planned that trip about 6 weeks in advance.
We were on this boat, and there was wine and cheese, and on this Tigre River, and I felt like I was on The Bachelor. He gets up and he takes his coat off, and then he puts his coat back on, and then he takes his coat off again.
And asked her to come with me to the front of the boat. So we did.
And I was sitting there, and then he kind of asked me to stand. He gets on one knee, and then he shares all those qualities he wrote about me in his journal, things that he loves about me.
Then I get down on one knee and I propose, and apparently she didn't hear anything I said.
The first thing I could say when he asked me was like, I'm gonna throw up.
And then she saw the ring and she said, yes, yes, yes.
Because that's every girl's dream to hear. And I said yes, and then a couple of days later we flew back and we were engaged.
It was just a crazy experience, and something we'll never forget.
He is the most faithful and honest and loyal to the bone person I've ever met. I feel like when he looks, and I know this is really cliche, but I feel like when he looks at me, he can read into my soul. We've had to navigate a lot of difficult conversations with a lot of people because I think in society's eyes, in the world's eyes, we haven't really put effort into what's going on, and I think that's how the Lord works. I think when it's the Lord's way, people are in shock because we're so used to this worldly way. And then when the Lord comes in, it's like, you're just amazed. And there's just redemption on my side. There's redemption on his side.
This day has been a long time coming. We're ready for it.
Our whole relationship has been a lot about grace and redemption and just what the Lord can do when you fully surrender your life to him. And I get to be Mrs. Breeding.